For years, through the 80s, Dr. Dorr was the sun. Dr. Long and Jeri and Mary Ellen were revolving around the sun, and we didn't even know each other. Jeri was the queen of the floor nurse. That's a big job, taking care of the patients. You communicate with the outside world with all the needs of a patient on the floor. Somewhere else, there was another person working in the OR, the boss nurse in the operating room, Mary Ellen. See that El Jefe on her shirt? If you don't think she's the boss, she's the boss. If the surgeon messes up, she gets to tell on you and write you up. She gets the supplies. But she does more than that. She has a superpower. She figures out where those supplies came from and makes sure they're sterile, that they're the right ones. It doesn't matter what the object is, the autoclave down to the last stitch. That's what she's done. The two didn't know each other until 1997, Walk, Cuba. That's when they met each other. They had been circulating around Dorr for 10 years and didn't meet until Cuba. They decided that they were going to figure it out this way, simplify it. Jeri, you take care of everything outside the OR. Mary Ellen, she says, I'll take care of everything inside the OR. With that simple plan, they have been able to train 23 teams how to do charitable work around the world. What they've done in their lifetime. We know a nurse is a hard job in the OR. We know a nurse on the floor is a hard job. In their free time, 17,000 people around the world have gotten free hip and knee replacement. Wow. 17,000. Tanzania, Vietnam, and then this year, 2021, there are now 23 OpWalk teams that go around the world doing what we do. But we were the first. We were the leaders. We figured out how to go into a country where they're not vaccinated during the pandemic, and we did 34 joint replacements in 3 days, and we showed the rest of the Operation Walk some rules of how you can get it done. We've inspired. So, thank you. Dr. Dorr is looking down, and I say, he has a little tear in his eye. He does. He doesn't like to show emotion, but he looks, and of all the things he accomplished in medicine, one thing meant more to him than anything. It was Operation Walk. He trusted us to take care of it on his passing, and look at what we're doing. We've been to Guatemala. Now we have our first fundraiser. We're planning to go to Cuba and back to Guatemala. We're even working on another country, the Philippines. If we can pull that off, that'll be like graduation for me. That means I really know how to help organize. But with all of that said, now I want to bring up my two special guests, Jeri Ward. There's a stair over there. Stair. Mary Ellen Seiben.
I'm going to let Mary Ellen go first because she's the oldest.
And it's my favorite thing to do. More? Shit, man. Oh, sorry. I just want to say thank you very much for this honor, honoring Jeri and I. We've had such a great friendship from that first trip that we went on, and it continues today. But you also have to know that it's not just us. It's so many other people that help pull this together. We have our right-hand people that we count on, and people are honoring us, but we know that we turn to these other people also that help us. It helps that having all you people come out here to help support Operation Walk, because things are getting tougher now. It's going to be harder and harder to get supplies just because of the way of the world right now. And so this is a good start for us. And I want to thank everyone for coming, and my lovely family that most of them joined in. They've even gone on a couple of trips working their butts off. Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you too. This is a great honor, and I'm always a little bit shy about being on this end of it. Usually I'm the one putting on the party, but I'm so glad that everybody came tonight, and I'm so proud of Dr. Long and Dr. Gilbert and Dr. Kumar, who have stepped up to take Dr. Dorr's place, and they're very encouraging, they're fantastic, and so many people have also stepped up to help Mary Ellen and I, and we really appreciate it. We're not spring chickens anymore. But one thing I'd like to say, well, first of all, the first thing I'd like to say is Mary Ellen has probably been the biggest blessing to me that Dr. Dorr gave, because somehow or other he just kind of picked us out and we just meshed and traveling together and working together and bouncing thoughts off each other. So she's my bestie. And then I'd also like to say thank you to my family who isn't here tonight. My older son is an implant rep and he's on call, so he was not able to come. He's in Tucson. And my younger son is staying at home taking care of Greg. But I wish they were here. And they're very supportive of Op Walk. So much so, in fact, that one of Charlie's surgeons donated a check, I don't think anybody knows yet, for $20,000. Yeah, so that's added to that 60. That's Dr. Kevin Bauer in Tucson. Go Tucson. Now, I would like to say, my family hates to see me coming because I'm always going to ask for money. And when that $20,000 check came through and I looked at that, I thought, first of all, it's a miracle, because these guys, Dr. Long, Dr. Kumar, Dr. Gilbert, they need a miracle here to keep going. So I talked to Greg and we said, well, we're gonna try to match that 20,000. We can't do it ourselves, but we're gonna give 5. We're gonna give 5,000. And I thought, I know everybody paid to come here tonight and you guys all made a donation, but if we could get 15 people here that are willing to give $1,000, we matched it just like that. And $1,000 seems like a lot of money. I may not be able to have that in my pocket or my checkbook to give, but just look at it like this. It's $84 a month for a year. $84 a month for a year. I think most of us can do that. You don't have to give it all at once, but just make that commitment, and then we've matched it, and then instead of $60,000 tonight, they've made $100,000. So how many people here can give $1,000 tonight? Ray, put your hand up, and if you can do that on your way out, see Alejandra, see Anna Vasquez, they'll be at that front table. And then anybody who thinks that they want to commit to, you don't have to give 1,000, you can give 500. Maybe we have 30 people here who will give 500. And if you're one of the people that wants to do the $84 a month, it's really easy. And one reason I don't have a hard time asking for money is in my 30 years of Operation Walk, all the emails from people in other countries come to me, and it is heartbreaking. And I know Dr. Dorr didn't want to do it because he can't, say no or filter people out. He wants to help everyone, but it's not really possible to get every single person. But when I read those things, I think I'm going to help as many of them as I can. So it's painful to ask, it's painful to give. I've given a lot of money myself to OpWalk, and I'm just a nurse. I'm not like a big business person or anything with a lot of money, but I feel like it's so important. We had one patient this year here in the United States, and he wrote to me, found my thing on the Operation Walk webpage, and he capital letters, please help me. And of course I look at that, it's like, okay, I gotta read this. And this young man, he worked as a janitor in a hospital. He did not have any health insurance. He had 3 little kids, and he wanted to go back to work, but his hip was so bad, he couldn't walk, he couldn't work. Now he's on welfare, they're barely making ends meet. So I got a hold of some people in Tennessee where he lived, and spent a couple of weeks hunting down a doctor who would do his surgery for free. And it takes a lot of strings to pull. The guy has to have medication, he has to have crutches and walkers and dressings and therapy, and I have to reach out to all these people and say, please, can you just help this one guy? He's got all these little kids, he wants to work. So that's the kind of stuff we do. It's not just all overseas. It's here, it's anybody who puts their hand out. I feel like, let's give them a hand up. So thank you, everybody. Bless you for helping us tonight. Thank you, Dr. Bauer, for inspiring the get us up to possibly 100,000. If that happened, I'd be so happy. Okay, anyway, I love you all. Thank you for the nice tribute. It's a great evening. Enjoy yourself.